Well, howdy folks. I have not been out in quite a while, and in between then and now, I got some new, pretty off-roady type tires for my little Ford EcoSport. So what I'm going to do today is take you out to the desert, and I'm going to air down the tires to between 20 and 25 psi, and we're going to see how it feels on a dirt road. How's that? And then also, I got a new phone because my old phone, the back was coming unglued, and little did I know the battery was expanding and it was ready to blow up right on my hip. I did not even know that. But I got myself a new cell phone, which works really good with the drone, the car, the Marauder. I mean, it really works well with everything so far. Even my Olympus Air, that little handheld cylindrical camera. And so I want to see how 5G does out in the desert and see if we get any kind of better reception. So we are test driving tires and a phone today. So I'll see you on the next segment. Oh man, does it feel good getting back out on the open road. I keep a paper calendar on my fridge, and on the days that I travel, I use a blue Sharpie and I make a blue square for the day that I travel. And I haven't had any blue squares in about 8-9 days, something like that. If I go more than, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, I start getting buggy. But then again, it was raining, cold, and then a lot of wind out in the desert, so it's not supposed to be deserty today. But I wanted to mention one thing that I bring my, I call it right now, I have my 6-pack. I got 6 camera and stuff packs. One of them is clothes, extra clothes, stuff like that. And then I have the Olympus E5 pack and with some lenses. I have my Minolta film pack. I have a X700, an XD11, and the 7000i, and they all have different film in them with some lenses, assorted lenses. And then I have my OMD pack, which goes with me on every trip. That's the it's got an EM1X in it with the 300, 4150, 7-14, you know, some lenses and stuff. And then there's the EPL8 in there that is a full spectrum camera, so I like having that option too. And then I have the drone pack and also the video pack, which has my gimbal in it for when I want to walk and make hiking videos that are, you know, not shaky and all that fun stuff. But I had one person comment that when I take all this stuff that I would be obligated to use every camera that I take. But you see, that's not the case. I just like having the option, because there's a lot of times when I go on these trips, especially like one today where I'm testing tires and a cell phone, I might not take any photos at all. Maybe, you know, only thing you'll see is this YouTube video, and that might be it. And so I'm never obligated to take photos with any of the cameras I take. And there are times like in the Marauder, when I do the 300 miler, do this big circle around Arizona, Southern California, and all that stuff. That is kind of a photogenic trip, you know, because I have a trip planned for going up to Dana Point, California. That's north of me, and it takes about an hour to get there. Beautiful coastal town. I'll be making a video on that town, and that is that's going to be a photogenic journey for sure. And so, you know, I take all this stuff with me, but I just like to have the option. And if I don't shoot a photo, hey, so be it. But then this is what I like to do. I travel by car, so who cares, you know? I got tripod in the car and all that stuff, and it just really doesn't matter. So, you know, I am not obligated to use every camera that I take. It's just an option. And, you know, so we'll let it go at that. and I'll see you on the next segment. Okay, here's one of the first tests of the tires, and this is the loudest road right here that I've ever been on, and this road is just amazingly loud. Of course, these are brand new tires, so they're somewhat muffled, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not as bad as the previous tires I had, which were Kumho tires, and they were extremely loud on any surface. And the car actually came with Continentals, and those were extremely loud tires also. But both of those were basically street tires, you know. And then I went to the BF Goodrich Traction TAs. Loved that tire, and it didn't have the aggressive side knobs that these tires are. These tires are Yokohama's, and the Traction TAs were an excellent tire. I mean, I took this poor little car in some places you really shouldn't, and those tires did very well. Now these tires that I have now, the Yokohamas, are much more aggressive. So the road noise, not that bad, you know, and it's smoothed out here. You can hear it when we go over rough spots and things like that. So we're going to go up to the South Carrizo Creek, which I've taken you on many times, and right now my tire pressures are right about 33, 34 psi, and I'm going to drop them down to 25. Now, mind you, I have my own air supply in the back of the car, so when I'm done doing this little dirt road experiment, I can air them back up. It's going to take a while. That's what the four-wheel drive guy's been telling me, but you know what? I'm not out here to be in a hurry. I'm out here to kill time. Excuse me. So, in a few minutes, a couple of miles, we'll be at the South Carrizo trailhead, and at that point I'll air down the tires to 25, and then we are going to show you on video how it feels and give my little commentary. And so far, let's see, I got a new symbol on the car for the cell phone. It says LTE, and I've got, well, it just went to no signal. So out here in the desert, in places, it does not matter where you are or what phone you have, it's still, you have no cell phone coverage. So I'll see you at the trailhead. I got to go through this, go see my buddies at the Border Patrol. So I'll see you in the next segment. One thing I could say about these tires, especially in turns like this, with the Goodrich Traction TAs, that was a really good handling car, and I could haul butt just about anywhere. And being kind of a type A personality, I have a thing with lead foot and going fast. And so these tires, which are much more knobby, kind of understand why the old Jeep boys go slow, because it's not a street tire, you know, and so you just gotta slow her down a little bit. And that was actually the goal of this car, because when I was driving the Marauder all the time, I was like Mario and Andretti, you know, I gotta get around everybody, I gotta get there first. And so now that I've mellowed a little bit more, and then I got this car, slowed me down a tad, but then I learned how to drive this car, and I was back driving fast again. So these tires on this car are actually a good thing, because it's going to slow me down. And, you know, in the long run, that's, well, heck, it's a good thing. See you later. Okay, so according to my little handheld tire pressure thing, they're all right at about 24.8 or 25, shall we call it. Now the car is saying 25, 26, 27, 27, and it's giving me the low air pressure warning, but gosh, I know that. So let's see how we feel. Sure doesn't feel like the other tires that were really hard. Let's see, going over the washboards, not too bad. This is probably one of the rougher parts of this road, and I would say I think it feels better. Boy, 20 would be really cool, but I don't know about running 20 psi, so we'll just we'll go at 25. And the car is shaking a little bit less than before, so I think like the guy said, I will notice a difference, you know. And this is such a light car that you almost can't get away with the really bumpity bumps because it's just so light, and it's not actually meant for off-roading per se, even though Ford kind of, you know, they say, well, you got intelligent auto four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and so really it's just an all-wheel drive car. It's not a true 4x4 by any means, you know. But yeah, so this feels pretty good. The camera's still shaking quite a bit, but I don't think there's anything that so far, any mount I have found that can keep from getting the camera shaking unless I really slow down. So anyway, we're gonna go up to these trees, and I think there's a break coming up, and I'll see you on the next segment. Oh boy, that was 2.7 miles out there in the desert, and the car's showing 78, but I think it's more like 85, and then the sun's pretty intense. But yeah, so I test drove the phone, made a video, and took a bunch of pictures, so I'll have those at the end of this video. Everything shot external to the car was done with the phone. Internal to the car is my favorite little Olympus EM5 Mark III with the 12mm Tony 2, and yeah, good combo. So now I'm gonna go try another part of a dirt road that I've never taken you. So we'll see you in a bit. So let's try some video with this cell phone. As you guys might remember, this is from Hike Along with Randy, and it was the Pump Along. It's made by Randolph, which is kind of my name, Randall, Randolph, same thing. So that's Pump Along with Randy. Big engine, stuck into the ground, and here's some video of our surroundings just to see what the camera can do. It must be about 85 out here, I think. The sun is pretty intense, but all in all, I think I've walked almost 2 miles now. So just wanted to insert this in to show you what this camera can do. It's a Samsung S22 something something something. So that's what the cell phone is, and at the end of the video I'll be inserting photos from the cell phone so you can check it out, and I'll see you later. Yeah, so this is a very tame dirt road, very nice, and with the tires down to 25 psi, it's a very nice ride. I'm still staying out of the washboard, and then also, you know, gotta watch out for rocks and stuff. It's the same stuff, just with a little bit smoother ride, and I'm not looking for trouble, you know, because we're out here in the middle of nowhere, and there is an LTE signal coming into the car from the phone, but it shows 2 bars. Don't know how good that is. Well, here's a rough area. Let's see what we got here. We'll just kind of walk over this nice and polite like. Haven't seen any coyotes. I haven't seen any rabbits. I saw 1 lizard, and I stepped into about 6 rabbit holes, because you don't know they're underneath until you step into them, and then you drop like 4 inches, bam. And you have to watch out because you could twist an ankle out here. And I was about a mile or two from the car, and that would suck, you know. And so let's just cruise without me talking for a bit. Ain't that fun? So I'm hoping y'all are enjoying this, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think this is my turnaround spot. What a neat place to camp for the night. I mean, out in this big wide open. Can you imagine doing astrophotography from here? I mean, you can get mountains and stars and everything all lined up, and really a cool place. I think maybe we need to get out and walk around a bit, you know? Let's back it up into something that's kind of keeping the front of the car in the shade, because I don't want to cook my Gatorade or my water, you know? That's not good. But anyway, I think you see out straight ahead, I'm going to go walking out there and see what's out there. So I'll see you in a while. So we're going back to those that clump of trees you see right in front of us. There's kind of a shady spot there, and that is where I am going to put air back in the tires, and from there head on home. But been using my EM1X, and it says I'm about 470 feet above sea level, and temperature outside was about 82, and it gave me my lat and long and everything. And so today I turned on the GPS, and I also started the routine for logging all the sensors. And so the camera right now, as I'm driving, is recording where I'm going. And some folks have said, Randy, you know, you shoot wildlife and you shoot birds especially, you need the new Olympus OM1. And I said, you know, I just cannot give up my EM1X because it has all those sensors. And I also dare anyone to say I need the new camera. Just go to my Flickr page and look at my bird shots, you know, and then go to my website and look at my critter shots, which are years old. I mean, some of those were taken with the EM1 Mark II and the 40 to 150 f2.8 Pro, because that's all I had back in the day. And you know, the EM1X is just, it's a tank. And for me out here in the desert, in this is what you might call a severe environment, and sometimes the wind whips up and it's dustier than hell. It gets really hot, so I like having a camera that has a built-in extra heatsink, you know. So anyway, that's my little EM1X rant. I'm such a fanboy of the X. And so I'm going to that little tree, and I'm going to air up the tires. And I'm really happy with the tires. Really happy with the tires. There were some soft spots, and it felt like the car didn't even slow down. You know, I'm driving at a whopping 10 miles per hour. And because I'm still an air down virgin, even though my virginity has been now popped, but I'm afraid of breaking a bead, you know. And if there's any four-wheel drive guys out there, you can just let me know if I'm like sweating the load too much. But very happy. Yokohama Geolanders, I believe they are G109s or 106s or something like that. And very happy with the cell phone. I noticed that there were places where I was getting 5G, and I mean, it's a competent camera, and it's a competent video camera. It does everything I need it to do, and also, you know, it's just good moving up in technology, I guess. And of course, keeping yourself from blowing the hip off because of a battery expanding. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for coming along today on today's tire cell phone experiment. And take care, be safe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.